Hello, this is Sherman Lilly from the Soulful Chameleons band, and I am doing a mini-series on making backing tracks. And this is the third of the series so far, and this video audio is talking specifically about the software that we use once we make the tracks and convert the tracks and bring them in. This is what runs the tracks, and this version of the software is called Multitracker, and it's a stereo version of making backing tracks. So if you're looking for a stereo version of making backing tracks, you've found the right place. And I'm gonna lock the door here. Good. Already locked. Sweet. So, the first video that I made was how to and where to. One of the places to get backing tracks is called Karaoke Version. And if you go there online, they've got probably one of the greatest selections of backing tracks in there. I've only ran into a very few songs that I did not like the way they played them, and that's okay. You know, for the most part, every one of the songs has been absolutely perfect. So it's a good place to get them. There's three different versions, just to kind of give you a quick heads up. There's three different versions. There's the $3 version, $2.99, and at least here in the U.S. that's what it is, $2.99, and that is for a private home use version. And that home use version will get you to where you can play for your friends and your family, close knit, no money, no monetary value, no nothing online kind of a thing. So that's that. It's a limited version, obviously, but it's a good way to start, a good place to start, and then build from there. I just want to say that, you know, if you have questions about how the pricing and what the stipulations are for each version of the backing tracks, if you want to find that out, then you need to contact them, and it'll show you right on their website what you get for the dollar. The next version, after the $3 version, it's the limited commercial version, and this means that you can use your backing track to play in shows. You can use them for shows, for gigs, whatever you want to call them, and you have full rights there. Also, you can record up to, I believe it's 500,000 copies of the song. And if you're going to do more than that, then you need to go to the unlimited version. And I think the pricing for the limited version is $70, but the unlimited version is $130 per song. Again, all depends on what you want to do with your backing tracks. If you're just doing it for a good time, $3 one is going to be great. If you're going to start doing shows, and what I do is I use them with my band, and I also use them in solo gigs. So I sing, I'm vocalist, and I go out, and that's what I do. And so it's, you know, so I definitely wanted a commercial version. Commercial version, a lot you can do with them. But anyway, that's more than I planned on talking to you about during this video. Some of that I've already covered in the karaoke version, the very first video I made. But anyway, so after the backing track is bought and downloaded onto your tablet, you need to do certain things, and that's where the second video comes in. And the second video tells you how to make backing tracks and how to put in your own vocal tracks, put in vocal triggers, meaning to help you as a singer or as singers in the band to know when to start singing. And I just had a little countdown in there kind of thing, and it tells me, okay, chorus 1, 2, 3, 4, or the beginning of the song. It might be guitars all in, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But I do that to help everybody stay in sync and on time. There's also a click track with the backing tracks, and so that helps everybody keep on track that way. Great tools these backing tracks are. They really tighten up your band, give you a lot more flexibility, and a lot more makes you stronger as a band to develop your skills as a band, and wonderful thing. So, and after you get done with making your backing track, what you do is you hit a mix down button, and it puts it out to a directory on the tablet, and that's where we're going to pick up. So I'm going to go right to the files. This is my files program, and you can see on the left hand side, over on the left in the middle of the page, it's got locations. Under locations, got on my iPad. So I'm going to click on my iPad. You can see some of the different programs I've got on here, and this third one down is Cubasis, and the sixth one down is Multitracker 2.2. And those are two that we're going to be talking about a little bit today. Basically, with Cubasis, we're gonna open that up. I'm going to touch it, and it opens it up. You can see some of the different files that they're folders that are made by the program. Projects is where you upload to Cubasis, and the mix down is where, when you're done with making your tracks, it formulates them and it kicks them all out individually or together, however you want to do it. I do them all individually, that way I have total control of each instrument. I can make it louder, I can make it softer, I can add different sound effects and whatnot, and we'll get into that here in a minute in Multitracker. But so mix down is where we go. So I'm going to click on mix down, and I'm going to look at that, and this is where the tracks go. And you can see I've got Hotel California, A minor. You can see there, kind of in the middle, number 4. At one time I thought I'd do A minor for the vocals on that, and I decided not to do that. But anyway, this is where the backing tracks go, and you can see I've got a bunch of songs. I didn't always use Cubasis to make my tracks, but I really appreciate the way it's done now, the way I do it now with the Cubasis. All right, let's go. So basically what it does, it puts these files out, and I'm going to pick, God, I should pick Africa is what I should pick. I think I made it way before this. Let's just take a quick jump through here. I don't think I did. Everybody wants to rule the world. Fast as you, fooled around, fell in love. God only knows, Beach Boys. I'm looking for Africa. I don't think so. But we're going to use Africa as kind of the target song that we're going to focus on when we're using Multitracker. Let's go to. I just saw one right after that. Oh, come on, you can see Somewhere With You. Oh, that's a favorite song of mine. Let's go to Strip It Down. That's one I used last time. So this is the third time I've made this video because of various things, mostly the sound not working for whatever reason. I plug a cable in and it quits putting the sound in. So this is hopefully the third and last time. So what I do after Cubasis puts these stems out, we'll call them stems, could be tracks. I kind of refer to the whole song as a track, but it's multiple tracks within a track. Strip it down. So the way I do this is you got to copy them over to the Multitracker's directory. So that's kind of the idea of what we need to do. Then the second thing is the way to do that is to click on select. At the top of the page, kind of just a little bit to the right, it says select. So I'm going to touch that. It says select. You can see where it's put a bubble in the right, kind of the right hand side of the center screen. And I'm going to strip it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tracks for that song. So once I've done that, I go to the lower right hand corner where it says more, and I'll click on that, and it says copy 15 items. Excuse me. Copy 15 items. So I'm going to click on that, and it just copied them. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the left side again on my iPad, and I'm going to find the Multitracker directory, and I'm going to copy those songs where I want them in the Multitracker directory. So I'm going to click on my iPad, and it opens up what's on the iPad. Let's go to Multitracker 2, right in the middle, just down a hair. Multitracker 2.2. I'm going to click on that, and then you can see some of the songs some of the directories that Multitracker made. And there's an Amanda in there, and actually that was the very first song I made, and a long time ago. I don't even have a date on there, but anyway, a long time ago. And then I decided I better do it in a directory so I can follow the path, I guess. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to go to my songs, and I'm going to click on that. You can see I got 100 items in there. So I'm going to touch my songs, and it's going to open up all the songs that I got on Multitracker. So I'm going to pretend that the name of the song was Africa, because it's right at the top. It's easy to find. So those things that I copied, let's just pretend they were the Africa songs or Africa tracks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top of the page, and I'm going to click on Africa directory, and it's going to open that up. It's got 2 directories. Not all of them have that. I kind of messed this up somehow. Got lion eyes in there for whatever reason. Made a subdirectory of it. But anyway, yours won't have that. And this is where, if you don't, let's go back just a little bit. If you don't have the name of your song as a directory, up at the top of the page there's a folder with a plus sign. You click on that and type in the word Africa. Bam, there it is. Okay, that's making your directory where you want the files to go. So now we can continue. Africa, let's say it just went to there, and what you do is you touch the screen, and then on the lower right hand border, on the left hand side, somewhere on there, it should say paste. Oh, I know, you do select or something, you do paste wherever it's at. How come I'm not seeing it? Oh, I know why, because I didn't. Anyway, yeah, let's just pretend that it says paste on there, and you just do the same thing. You hit on the paste button, and it would put all your folders in there. There it is. It's at the bottom. I touched the stem instead of the bottom of the screen. So touch the bottom of the screen down there by 11 items, and it comes up, and you got paste, and then bam, it puts all those in there. That's what I did wrong. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to take you on a ride, but so that's how your stems get into the directory for Multitracker. At this point, we're pretty much done with files, so I'm going to close that down, and I'm going to move over to Multitracker, and I'm going to start like it's brand new. And this is pretty much what it looks like when it's brand new. It wouldn't have any songs in there, but it would look similar to this. So let's say we want to bring in Africa. So what I would do is, I know I put it in the My Songs directory, so I'm going to touch on My Songs on the left hand side, about 3/4 the way down. My Songs. Oh, there's Africa. Okay, it's in Multitracker right now. And there's your stems. And you can see over in the middle of the screen, it doesn't have any stems in there at all. So I'm going to touch Africa, the first one, and you'll notice that it's going to put a check mark by it. And it's going to place it on the center of the screen there. It's up top of the screen. Sorry, it's above the speakers 1 and 2. The speakers 1 and 2 are representative of where your song is going to go. Okay, where that track's going to go when you hit play. Speakers 1 and 2. I have 4 on mine, and I can't show that because when I did that last time, it was trying to redirect the voice that you're hearing, my voice. It was tries to redirect that to the cable that goes to my mixer, so you can't do that. But anyway, the main thing is I have 4, and I'll explain that in just a minute. So what you do is you literally take each one of these, and I did Africa. You're going to do bass. It got a check mark by it. We're going to click on click. I like that. Then we're going to go to drums, and you can see it's building the directory in the middle there. Taking each one of these stems and it's loading it in. So let's see if that's got them all. It doesn't. I'm not going to save anything on this because I'm going to open it up what I have so I don't mess anything up that I've already got going. But you can see that some of the files that I brought in were Africa CDP, there we go. And that one and the other one, MIDI track, is actually to run my light show. So Multitracker is fantastic for running light shows. All you gotta do is make the show, save it, and import it in, kind of like we did with the stems here. And you import it in, and there it is. You're good to go. And then every time you play that song, if you have your lights turned on, you got a light show. So another option, we might get into that another time. In fact, I need to but I need to do more of my tracks because I have not done them all. I did a bunch of them. I did 90, 80, 50, I don't remember how many I did. I did the majority of what I had at the time. And then I thought I was good for a long time, and then I decided I wanted to make some more songs, so I did more backing tracks, and now I need to go back through and add the light show to those. But so I might make another video talking specifically how to use the light show and how to make the light show and bring it into Multitracker. But that's what those 2 tracks are there. You can see down below you got Africa. I'm going to scoot this up. Different things up at the top, MIDI and paste audio settings, copy audio settings, MIDI remote, and some of these I don't know about because I've never used them, but and I haven't used MIDI for a while, so I've really forgotten a lot about that already. But here's your tracks there, your individual song stems, and again, back to speaker 1, speaker 2. I have 4 outputs on mine that go to my mixer, and to make them stereo, what I do is I take all the things that I want to go to the PAs or the speakers. I send the left to track 1 or speaker 1, and the right to speaker 2. And so all the things, and you kind of just go down the list here. Bass, that's a separate deal. Click is a separate deal. Drums, you want going to the speaker. Bass, I do that in a separate output, and I do that as channel 3 or output 3. And the reason why I do that is because bass is a thing that you want the right amount of bass, and not all the songs have it that way. And you may like your bass higher, You may like it less, I don't know, but wherever that comfort zone is for you, that's where, with it being its own identity to the mixer, you can adjust it at any time right here with the volume level on the bass slider. So again, the drums, the guitar, I don't want my vocals going to the PA. Triggers, I don't want to go to PA. Backing vocals, I do. Lead vocals, I do not. Percussions definitely want to go to the PAs and the speakers. So that's kind of why I do that. So there's four of them. There's the right and the left, which is 1 and 2. I got the bass, which is number 3, and number 4 I reserve for the vocal triggers. And again, that's to help you keep your timing with your band. Helps keep the band on time as well, because they know what's coming up. They know what's it could be a solo coming up, solo 1 2 3 4, or chorus 1 2 3 4, verse 1 2 3 4, or ending 1 2 3 4. It could be like that. So just depends on how you want to do it. Beautiful thing. I mean, it's just a fantastic deal. But mine, where it says speakers 1 and 2, I actually have 12 inputs on my mixer, and so, but I only use 4 of those 12, and so that's kind of where you got to go to do that. And there's certain settings that that I do for the speakers. I do 25 for the right and left. I do 41 for the bass, and I do 81 for, well, that may not necessarily be true. I have the, it's up there pretty high, 80, might be 80, but for the in-ears. So again, this is in-ears, it's stereo in-ears, in-ear monitoring system, and you're making your tracks and you're putting your tracks where you want them to go. The sliders up at the top for each individual thing are specific for the bass or drum, whatever instrument you've got there listed there is specific for that. And how this works is I would click on, in fact, I'm going to open it now. Let's do it on this one, because that way if I mess it up, I can delete it. Let's go to drums, and I'm going to press the out key, the out button there, the green one on the right. I'm going to press that, and it opens up the stereo outputs. Drums, I want them to go to speaker 1 and speaker 2. You can see 3, 4, and 5 on there. This is where I would adjust that. So I would say done with that, done. Okay, and what it is, it took my volume up all the way to the right, almost full volume there, and I don't like that. And I'll tell you, I'll come back to that, because we need to adjust those, and there's 2 different things that you got to adjust them for, and the way I adjust it to get it dialed in really tight. So drums, I would do 1 and 2. Percussion, I would do 1 and 2, same thing, speaker 1, speaker 2, click on those, and then done. And you can see that slider moved over. Triggers, let's do bass first. Let's go back to bass. I want that to go to channel 3, so I'm going to go 3 right, 3 left. Basically, that's going to be a mono in both ears. Not bad for a bass, you know. I mean, that's all right for bass. I would say done with that. And then vocal triggers, I would go to channel 4 and 4, and I would say done with that. That puts it to output number 4. Lead vocals, I got 2 lead vocals here. I got lead vocals that came with the track. I don't want the audience hearing those, and I don't even want to hear those, honestly. So I would leave that, where it clicks on that, I would leave that totally off. I don't want them even coming close to my ears, because I get messed up when I'm hearing other people sing songs. They got their own little ways of doing things, and I got my own little ways of doing things. So I would literally just leave that one off. Now, if that's backing vocals, sometimes it's backing vocals, but this one specifically is lead vocals. The one at the bottom is backing vocals. I would turn the backing vocals to my PAs, speaker 1, speaker 2, and done. But the triggers themselves, I want them just going to my ears. I don't want them going out to the audience at all. But that's basically how you do it. And of course, you do it to all the rest of them. But let's go back to the lead vocals. S Sherman. I just want you to catch why I did that. Kind of deficiates it a little bit. I'm going to click on the out key, and I want this one to go to channel 4 and 4, right and left in my ear. Okay, so that way I'm hearing in my ear me singing and the way I want to present it. I don't want to have to follow somebody else's lead and get lost by their in fluctuations different than I would do. You know what I mean? That kind of messes you up. So at this point, channel 4, right and left, I would say done. So that way I'm hearing myself sing in my ears. Nobody else hears it. But if the drummer has in-ears, he's going to hear me singing as well. Anybody that has in-ears. But with my mixer, they can turn that down, turn it off if they want. If they don't want to hear something with my mixer, I have a digital mixer. It's a Soundcraft UI16, great system, and I can literally mix my ears individually for the in-ear monitoring system. So I can have my mix, my drummer can have his mix. And other people as well can have their own mix of how they want to hear it in their ears, and that's pretty cool, because some people don't want to hear half the other stuff that's going on. You know, they don't want to hear the click, they don't want to hear the whatever, you know, and so you can turn those up or down. You may want to hear more bass, maybe want to hear less bass, whatever it is, you can adjust that with a digital mixer. Beautiful thing right there, beautiful thing. So that pretty much takes care of this part of it. Again, there's two things. When these are set, and I'm going to just set them at 25 and 25. Okay, so for speaker 1, speaker 2, that's what my volume would be for those. And then what I do is I go up to the sliders, and I actually lead vocals. It's in my ear, so it's not going there. Anything that's going to the percussion, for example, percussion may be really loud, and it may be way over the 25. It says 26. Let's just bump it, because it's going to bug me out now. With 24. Oh, 25. There we go. Anyway, sorry. OCD in there a little bit. Anyway, so sorry, I've had this cough for since January 25th. No, excuse me, December 26th, and it is now February 16th. So out for a long time, driving me nuts. But so I apologize for that. I know it's not professional, but I hope you can understand and have empathy with me, I guess. Let's continue on. So what I do is I actually take my percussion and I actually dial it down to where it's within that range. You'll see the meter going. You can solo the track, the stem. You can solo it, so it's definitely right in there. You can only see that. You can mute it if you don't want to hear something, don't want to hear it. So for example, one of the things that I do is I mute my drummer, mute the backing track drummer, because my drummer is really good, and I want him not to be confused with what's going on the backing track. So I mute it totally. That's the beautiful power of some of this. But same thing, you can just slide these sliders where you want to go. The second way I do it, again, like I said, I want it to be within the 25, in that range right there. That way they're it's close to what I want put out at the speakers. And the second thing I do is with my digital mixer, and probably with every other mixer, you've got your main volume going out to your PAs, your speakers. And with that main volume, what I do is I get it set to where when I want the volume, I've got the volume of my song, let's say at -50 or -40 or whatever it is, wherever it is you want to hear it, or you want to call the normal, okay, mid-range kind of thing, mid level of volume. So I would set that, and then I would do each individual stem to where it keeps that amount of volume the same throughout the whole song. Obviously, you're going to have some spikes here and there, where a drummer kicks in, or some other solo thing kicks in, and it bumps it up just a little bit. I try to avoid, because it can cover up the sound of somebody else that's playing at the same time. So I try and keep them fairly equal all the way across. And like I said, it might be -40 dB, and that's what I do, and that's how I dial in my tracks. And I end up having to do that maybe once or twice a year, where I go through all my songs. And I just did it not too long ago. The drummer says, yeah, those tracks are starting to get a little bit loud in places, and it's from me messing with them when we're practicing, when we're playing, whatever. I want to put a little more emphasis on one of them, and then it starts getting off. And then I'll forget to turn the drums off, and I'll bump something else, bump another slider, and it just all goes to heck fast, Not fast, but over a period of time. Let's see, what else can I tell you? So I use the speaker slider to kind of get it dialed in fairly close. Then I plug into my mixer, and I get it exactly. And that way, when you're on your first song and it comes on, it's at -40 dB, and then you go through the song and everything's good. When you go to the next song, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. When you go to hang on, something just jumped on my tongue. Wow, that was crazy. But when you go to the second song, you definitely want it to be the same level of volume. You don't want one to be higher than the other, because then all of a sudden your drummer thinks he's got to play louder, or your keyboard guy, oh, I got to play louder, he turns it up. I like it to where with my digital mixer, I have the volume, and if the room needs more volume, I've got control of that. But so the first thing I'll do when I actually sit down with the band, when I get ready to play, is I turn on a track and say, set your volume, and then they get it pretty close, and then we'll go through it a second time, start warming up a little bit, and then they got their volume pretty well dialed in. And I'm watching my scale on my mixer to make sure they're tight, and it works out pretty good that way. But that's the only way I can do it. But I have to have the mixer plugged. I have to have my backing tracks plugged into my mixer so I can do that. Hopefully that makes sense. But it definitely keeps your volumes perfect and level. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Okay, let's say you get done with it. Right now you've got the song at the very top. In the middle, it says song unnamed. If you want to save it, you click on save on the right hand side, and then it'll ask you for the name of the song. You type in the name of the song, and then you're done. Hit save, and it saves it. And then I'm not going to do that because I've already got this song made somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear selection. That takes everything back the way it was when I first started talking with you. And I'm going to go to load, and I'm going to go to Africa, and there it is. It loads it up. And you can see where my settings are at on Africa. Not a big deal. There's my 25 like we talked about on the speakers. So that's good that way. So it loads it. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I'm going to take it out of this mode. On the left-hand side is MIDI settings. Has to do with my lights and other things that you can do with MIDI as well, but I'm not going to get into that today. So right now at the bottom on the left-hand side it says song configuration, and I'm gonna click on the next one over where it says playlist view. I'm gonna go over to that. So this is the playlist, and I've actually made plenty of songs here with the playlist, and I'm just going to show you really quickly how I do that. It's got a lot of the same settings that brought in from the song configuration, and you can adjust them here. You can bump them and mess them up too. So try not to play live with that version, because there's a better way of doing it, and I'll show you that in a second. But let's say, for example, you want to bring in another song. We'll go down at the bottom. We got Hotel California, and there's another song. I'm just thinking, oh man, there's another song I want to put on here. So kind of about an inch down from the top, it says quick save, show hide mixer, and then arrows up and down. I'm going to grab those arrows up and down, and I'm going to slide that whole bank down, and then it shows me all my songs. Let's say, for example, I want to add Drive. I want to add Drive to the bottom of the playlist there. So what I do is I just touch on it, and bam, there it is. There's Drive. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I think, if I remember right, there's a better way of doing it. I'll show you the better way. But if you don't like it there, you know, how you can delete it is you touch it, slide it to the left, and it deletes it. So if you want to add in Don't You Want to Stay, same thing. Adds it. Don't want it, take it out. Hit delete. That's kind of the main thing in this view here. I normally have it up like this because I'm messing more with my mixer part than I am with the adding songs. And then what I do is at the top on the right hand side, I save this playlist is called New Playlist 1. I hit save. I want to make sure I'm right. Yep, I'm right. Didn't have anything. I'd click on the save button. If I want to load a different playlist, I say load, and there's my different playlist that I've got. Let's say I want to open up playlist number 2. There's open up playlist number 2, all the different songs that are on playlist number 2. Let's see what else. So that's, you can edit, you can clear, you can change all kinds of stuff on here, but that's pretty much what that does. I'm going to go down at the bottom again, in the center it says live view. I'm going to click on that. This is really where you should be playing your songs from. Oh, I'm on playlist 2, aren't I? Yep. Tell by the songs. The songs at the top, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That's the first one. It says it in the top green in the center. And then the next one down is Lion Eyes. It says it over on the left. It says it in the center. Next, the third song is going to be Circle of Steel. Yep, says it over there. And then you got your major stop starts, pause next kind of a thing. I was going to show you one other thing. Back to this playlist view for just 1 second. When you get done with a song, you got to decide whether or not you want to just roll over to the next song or you want to pause. So you can see I got here right above the main controls there on the lower right hand corner. It has pause between songs on, and it just stops. Once it gets done, it stops. It goes to the next one like it's ready to go, but it doesn't go. And that'll do that on this screen as well. It pauses, and then when you're ready to go, you hit start. If maybe you want to tell some jokes or something in between. I'm not much of a joker that way, but try and keep everybody in tune that way. And I give the boys a chance to switch their heads to the next song as well. So anyway, same thing with this one. Let's say for some example, you want to move separate ways at the bottom left. You don't want it at the bottom anymore. Let's say you want it at the, oh, come on, grab it. you want it in the middle. There, you just grabbed it, you pulled it up, put it in the middle. Let's say you don't want it there. Let's say you want it the second song. I want to start this off right for whatever reason, or for whatever reason, you do that. You just take your finger, touch it on the right hand side of the box, and you drag it to wherever you want it. That's pretty much it. Again, it's stereo output, it's stereo in-ears. It's really, really super good program. And I think it was like $27 or some darn thing. It's probably changed a little bit since then, but I've had it for 2 years now and enjoying it and loving it. But it's a good program, and I hope you'll like it. What else can I tell you? Again, just hope you enjoy it. If you got questions, go ahead and send me a message. Glad to help you out. I'm going to basically post this on the Facebook backing track homepage. So if you go to Facebook, you do a search for backing tracks, and it'll come up with backing track homepage or backing track home or something. And that's where I'm going to start this out at. It's already on there. I've got 2 of the videos on there right now. I actually got 3, including the one that's only half volume. So hopefully this will take care of that. I'll upload that here in just a minute. I've got band tonight, so I gotta head out and get that going. So again, I hope you enjoy this. If you got questions, leave me a message there. Glad to help you out, do what I can. But I think you pretty much have everything you need to have to run your backing tracks with Multitracker. All right, I appreciate you listening, and look forward to working with you, seeing you on the stage in the future. And we will talk